rated Attack of the Show, starring Kevin Currier and Candace Bailey. Rated NC-17 for extreme nudity. With a running time of 60 minutes, it's TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
I didn't know you were going to get extremely nude today.
I didn't either.
All right. Big thanks to the founder and voice of AOL's Movie Phone, Russ Leatherman. Beautiful.
Mr. Movie Phone is here all show long. So, what's coming up on the big show?
On the show today, if you like girls who play the ukulele and curse, then you'll love Garfunkel and Oates. They're here live. Then Sneaker Pimps will try on new Airwalks inspired by the world's finest team of Batman and Superman. Plus, Allison Hayslip interviews Aaron Eckhart, Michelle Rodriguez, and the alien-fighting cast of Battle, Los Angeles. Then Adam Sessler will answer all your Dragon Age 2 questions in Game Break.
It's less work for us.
It is.
We should have Sneaker Pimps on the show.
I like Sneaker Pimps
You want to
better.
walk a mile in these high tops. It's about $15 an hour. But you can lace them any way you want. You know what I'm saying?
It's time to scratch your viral itch.
Viral video itch. I don't...
Viral video itch.
Yeah, there might be a cream for it. Let's go around the net. Today's number 5 comes to us courtesy of the San Francisco Municipal Railway System.
The Muni helps almost 700,000 people get to work each day and has had almost as many accidents.
Yeah, but it still seems the most civilized way to go when accompanied by Werner Totz's Ode to Pleasantness off Broadway. The only thing that was missing was the smell of dog urine and junkie blood. It just brought me right back to being in San Francisco.
I didn't know that about San Francisco.
You should really take a trip sometime. It's worth the drive.
Okay.
Really worth the drive.
Mass transit or mass murder?
Oh. That is San Francisco. If the earthquakes and the hobos or the Zodiac killers don't get you, the transit system will.
Coming in at our number 4 today, the trailer for the forthcoming feature film, The Incredible Bulk.
Yeah, we don't want to prejudge the film, but the 90s era PC game motif makes us a little nervous.
I never saw purple blood before.
Well, this whole crime scene is one big mystery now.
There was a double homicide last night.
Where'd you find it?
A better question is, how'd you lose it?
We were at the amusement park, hopped a subway, and a guy popped out of nowhere and robbed us at gunpoint.
We're gonna have to take you down to the station.
It's not what it looks like.
What the hell is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
Look out! It was an accident.
It looked like they were on like the set of Area 51, the video game. That looked terrible.
Really, really awful.
Amazing.
I'm surprised Nick Cage didn't show up.
Nick Cage's agent must auto-accept every offer if it passes a certain level of terrible. Will you be punching a woman in a bear suit? Yeah, he's
Yes.
there. He's there. I bet if you send him an envelope with like $20, he'll just record himself screaming on green screen, and that's all. That's all you need to get Nick Cage in your movie. We should do that.
We should do that. In at number 3 today, a live-action version of the Sega classic Sonic the Hedgehog by YouTuber Destin777.
Spoiler: someone loves body paint.
is so creepy. This thing.
Totally normal person doing a totally normal thing in my book. But if you're a future girlfriend, I would just say now, invest in a drink testing kit.
You know, Sonic's 20th birthday is this year. I wonder how I'll celebrate.
He'll probably cause an Amber Alert with Tails.
Good one. Our number 2 video might take that sting off the $20 you spent on to see Tron Legacy.
Yeah, here's three funny guys living here in the States decided to remake the movie's trailer as it would have appeared over in Iraq.
They made a more enjoyable film than Disney, using only frisbees, mountain bikes, and by borrowing Daft Punk's brilliant score.
It hurts! I'm in cage!
Drugs or no drugs, Iraqi Burning Man looks awesome.
It does.
I'm totally there.
Hey, why don't you take us out, Mr. Movie Phone?
Still ahead, you'll believe an appliance can fly in today's number 1 ATN.
Today's ATN introduced us to a purple pulsating protagonist. However, you're not a true superhero until you nail down your calling card. So tell us, what is the Amazing Bulk's catchphrase? Tweet us your responses at AOTS #OMGROFLOL. If your response saves the day, we will feature it on Friday's show.
Actually, wait. Glad you're all excited, and we will get to the number 1 because we have to. But first, I want to check in on the old Twitter wall because a little someone by the name of Sarah Underwood has graced it. She said, me, Twitter wall is the one thing on set I'd like to be on. Wink, wink, Kev, don't be a perv.
She knows you all too well, Kevin.
She doesn't want to be under the Twitter wall, so there's a slight difference. She is out, by the way. She's not here this week because she's in Brazil.
Oh.
Yeah, shooting stuff for the show.
Sucks for her.
Yeah, I know. It's a long way to go for a wax, but I'm sure it's going to look fantastic. But now let's do that number 1 thing, shall we?
I think we shall.
Let's do that. Today's number 1 item comes to us from the mad marketing geniuses behind Skittles.
These guys have a history of making some of the strangest commercials ever put to video, and their most recent entry is no different.
Friend, these new Skittles blenders taste like blended fruit drinks. So I don't need you anymore. Fly away. Mango and lemonade.
It happens. Now, here's the thing. I was reading Twitter earlier today, and I noticed something from you about giving up soda and candy. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I'm giving up soda and our candy bowl here at work and desserts for
Are you
Lent.
just lying to yourself for today, or do you really think you're going to actually give it
No,
up?
40 days. I'm doing it. Gonna do it, y'all.
No, you're about to make that promise to yourself
No, I'm
right
not.
now.
Why?
I think you are.
Why?
Well, because we saw that and we thought that's cool. I wonder what blended Skittles taste like. So guess what? We're going to ruin candy and soda for you right now.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just get it. That's a tasty rainbow. There we go. You mean you love candy and soda, right?
I love candy and soda.
This is probably a great idea. Oh, look at that. All that natural coloring is coming off the candy right now. Let's just get that going. Hope that's on tight enough. Close your eyes.
That's pretty nasty.
Oh, wow.
This isn't really the way that I pictured myself cheating.
This looks like you
Of course I'm
squeegeed the
using it.
carpet out on a BART train. Oh. Delicious.
I guess I can start tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can start tomorrow.
Who wants curry? Ugh. Bottoms up, princess.
God forgive me.
He won't. That is sugary.
That's more sugary than just eating Skittles plain.
Yeah,
How is that possible?
It's hurting my teeth.
Can I just eat them?
Oh no, I thought this would happen. We got the Beatus. It's the diabetes alarm. Our in-studio diabetes alarm just went off. We got the Beatus. Oh no, my legs are going numb.
Does it keep going on?
No, it's either rotten. There's only one way to turn it off. We gotta run sneakerheads. Run it! Beatus!
Sneakers, speakers, and evil defeaters. We may not know art, but we know what we like, especially with these latest kicks. Holy fancy footwear, Batman! It looks like you and the Man of Steel are getting your own pairs of skateboarding sneakers. As part of a team-up between DC Comics and the skate shoe company Airwalk, 2 lines of kicks have just been dropped. The Bounty Hunter line is a minimalist black and come in both high and low tops. The Dark Knights are black leather with his classic logo imprinted on the side, while the Low Supermans are dark suede with his name printed on the back of the heel. But if these monochromatic kicks are too simple, then check out the Masterpiece line. The Man of Steel's pair are white on black with his name etched on the side, and the Caped Crusaders are deep black and highlighted with yellow trim and laces, perfect for any hero stalking evil in the night. These kicks were just released in Japan, but you can swoop them up for about $120 plus shipping over at asbeonline.jp. Now, they say a person's wardrobe can speak volumes about them, but we don't think they were referring to these sneaker speakers when they said it. Recently, the guys over at Inner City Studio commissioned shoe artist Nash Money to create a pair of unique kicks as part of their Inspired Ingenuity project. Nash created these music thumpers by gutting a pair of Nike Air Force Ones and installing both shoes with full-range speakers and tweeters into the soles. He then added an amp along with volume controls into the right sneaker, which is ironically the left speaker. These sneaker speakers are one of a kind, but if you want to kick out the jams, you can find the details on how to make your own over at artandsoulblog.com. And finally, if you're tired of having the same kicks as every other sneakerhead, then head over to brassmonkey.com. The website was created by English artist Daniel Reese, who uses a pair of white Nikes as his canvas to design unique sneaker art. Inspired by all the walks of pop culture life, there are dozens of shoes for sale, ranging from Blink-182 inspired kicks, Sonic and Mario, to films like Reservoir Dogs. But perhaps the greatest aspect of this site is the ability to commission your own pair of personalized kicks. Simply download the sneaker template, open it up in a standard art program, and doodle away. When you're done, submit your concept and they will work with you on your design to make your shoe a reality. There's a commission fee of about $30 plus the price of the shoe, which is anywhere from $250 to $500. But that is a small price to pay to be the only one on the planet wearing mystery machine kicks. Head on over to brassmonkey.com to get started. Well, there you have it. Whether it's superheroes, speakers, or custom sneakers, we've got the latest kicks for all you sneakerheads.
I'm really focused because now I can finally order up those custom Golden Girls sneakers that I've always dreamed of. Oh, you laugh and you will be jealous.
It's true, y'all. He calls his left foot Dorothy and his right foot Blanche.
Yeah. And Blanche was made for kicking ass. So you watch out. I will break a Blanche off in your ass. It'll happen.
Today's viewer poll, presented by AT&T, is: will you buy a game sequel strictly because you played the original? Yes or no?
Oh, those are great options. Log on to G4TV.com to vote now, and we'll have the results later on in the show. But now, back to Mr. Movie Phone!
Still ahead, Garfunkel and Oates will bring the funk live. That's F-U-N-K. And you'll hear from the cast of Battle Los Angeles. Stick around!
Here's a question for you. Would you eat a pound of cheese made from human breast milk in one sitting for a gold-plated toilet? You logged on to G4TV.com and told us what you thought. We'll have the results right after the break.
The Oscars in 1 minute, give or take. Why so serious?
Kevin, that's not the right character.
I'm addicted to meth!
The results are in, and about 82% of you said you would not eat a pound of cheese made from human breast milk in one sitting for a gold-plated toilet. Log on to G4TV.com for more questions like this and tell us just how far you'd go.
No breast milk cheese.
Bummer. Guess what?
What?
It's time for the news.
Here's Andy Yellow.
Thanks, guys. And right now, it's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Wednesday, March 9th, and here are your top stories. Hacktivist group Anonymous has relaunched Operation Payback, this time setting their sights back on pro-copyright trade groups. The Payback campaign originally targeted and successfully took down the sites of the RIAA and the MPAA, and later shifted its focus to defend WikiLeaks. Now Payback is back to its roots. They've already taken down the website for Broadcast Music International, or BMI, for the influence on intellectual property and copyright legislation. No one knows where they'll strike next, but the group says more attacks are on the way. If you grew up in the 80s and remember Transformers, you definitely remember Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Yeah! Now, over 20 years later, the possibility of bringing Voltron to the big screen has started a Hollywood bidding war. Relativity Media, Paramount, and other studios are trying to get their mitts on the distribution rights for the big-budget adaptation of the cartoon. It's being cradled by the producers behind Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises, and they intend to give it a similar treatment to Michael Bay's Transformers, although there's no indication of whether or not it will be partially or all CGI. All I can say is, let's go Voltron Force! Like us, you're probably sick of hearing mentions of Tiger Blood and winning at this point. Well, lucky for you, there's a plugin that'll help get the sheen out of your browsing experience. Tinted Charlie is an add-on for Firefox and Chrome that'll cover up any mentions of or pictures of Charlie Sheen from your browser. The plugin is from the same people who brought us Shaving Bieber, which wiped your browser clean of the pubescent Canadian sensation. To these heroes of webdom, we salute you. Yeah. And finally, air fresheners and scented candles come in all varieties: lavender, jasmine, misty beach, and now cow farts. A woman in Germany has successfully canned the aroma of bovine flatulence to help fill your home with that authentic barnyard smell. The canisters go for about $10 a pop, and the creator says they're meant for people who have recently moved from the countryside to the city and need a subtle reminder of a simpler life. Other planned scents are horse, pig, and manure, because apparently there's a difference. I'm Andy Allo, and you've just been fed. Now back to you guys.
Thank you, Andy.
That is so disgusting. Who wants a candle that smells like a tooth?
I'm serious. I've been trying to bottle my own for years, and it is just rough.
Ew. Los Angeles is no stranger to violent turf wars.
Yes, but this weekend, the murderous gangs are actually from outer space. Glad you're interested. Hayslip got together with the cast of Battle Los Angeles.
The summer blockbuster invasion has begun with a preemptive strike. In Battle Los Angeles, aliens wreak total destruction across the Earth. The fate of the world rests in the hands of some tough-ass Marines who must keep the City of Angels from falling in what may be humanity's final stand. Semper Fi.
So after seeing the aliens you had to attack in this movie, were you sort of longing for the nice blue cat aliens?
Oh, what do you mean? Nice blue cat aliens.
You're Avatar aliens.
Yes, Navi. Yeah, you know what? I loved it. I love being in the middle of like cataclysmic events. It's pretty cool to like do that every now and then. Just be surrounded by sheer utter destruction. I think it's kind of a turn on.
Does the thought that an alien invasion might actually happen scare the crap out of you?
Well, it's a little lower on the list. I think other people are going to get us before they do. I'm not afraid of the aliens, but I had a lot of fun making the movie with aliens.
Pocket! Yes! Give me an exit down that aisle!
just like any video game. If the graphics suck, you're not gonna want to play the video game.
Yeah, I like that it looked just really real, and that you could see the parts and the hoses, and you know, it looked like as if Ford made it in the year 3000.
At 1446 Pacific Standard Time, 12 different locations across the globe were breached in what appears to have been a coordinated attack by an unknown enemy.
You went through an actual Marine-trained boot camp.
I know, and I kept telling him, I was like, dude, I'm not supposed to be so good. This is Air Force. I'm Air Force. Stop training me like a Marine.
Don't tell the Air Force guys that.
No, the Air Force is more intellectual, and the grunts are more physical, you know what I mean? So it's just a different power, that's all.
We are the last offensive force on the West Coast. We cannot lose Los Angeles.
It's a young man's game. You know, these guys that I was working with, they were 18 to 26, not a wrinkle on their face, you know, a lot of energy. I was the old guy. Actually, I broke my arm doing the movie.
Really?
And, yeah, and never yelled cut or anything. And I fell off a rock doing a stunt and just cracked.
Oh my gosh. And so did you have it in a brace while you were shooting then? Or?
No, I just went on.
You're a man.
Did it. I had to do it. I was a Marine.
What do you say? I don't know, man. How do we get out of here?
Aliens clash with humans in this combustible sci-fi. Battle Los Angeles. It's blitzkrieg action at its finest. Hoorah!
What do you call musical talent and comedy skills? Great. You call it Garfunkel and Oates.
We roll into the bar, cause that's how we do. Garfunkel and the rest of the crew. Give $1 to my homegirl and watch that bitch go. She hits up the jukebox and puts on Jim Croce. Operator, can you help me place this call? Well, we're laughing and talking and the drinks are flowing. And I'm liking the direction this night is going. But then I look up and something has changed. Everyone around us looks deranged. I look to my left, I look to my right. Nothing but Von Dutch hats in sight. With super tight abs and super tan skin. I swear this ain't the club that I walked in. The techno music starts to play, and the room smells like Axe body spray. I'm like gold in my ear with no gold in my ear. Please tell me what the hell happened here. Yo, it ain't pretty, but you know it's the truth. This party just took a turn for the douche.
Then we cut to me. Thanks. It's fitting. Joining me now, Ricky Lindholm and Kate Micucci. Garfunkel and Oates, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I think the songs are absolutely hilarious, and I find myself humming them daily.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they're really great. How did you guys actually get started?
Well, it started, Ricky wrote a short movie, and she wanted to make it into a musical, so...
We just started writing songs together, and ended up writing a lot of swear words and really gelling.
I never swore at all. And then I started singing swear words, and now it's sort of worked its way into my vocabulary.
Now you got the sea legs, and now you're dropping bombs.
Mainly when I
around.
drive,
But your songs are so, like, to be filled with such hatred and anger, they're so sweet and loving. Like, do you find yourself struggling with that dichotomy? It's mostly about, there's some guy and dating hatred in there.
Oh, yeah. But we love that. We love, like, saying anything with a smile. You never want to say anything mean when you're, like, looking mean.
And I think, like, a little...
No, why would you ever want to send the message you're intending to send with your body?
You want to confuse people.
Of course.
And anything with a little happy melody is, you know, it can just be nice.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing the Garfunkel and Oates?
3 years?
3 years, yeah. We
Yeah.
just had our 2-year anniversary of doing, like, shows, like our
Like our
shows.
hour-long show.
So that was last week. So, yeah, 2 years, like, official, I'd say.
Yeah.
So you guys waited post-Napster and post the record industry fallout to go, you know what, now's a good time to start a band and make millions.
Well, I don't know if you need the record industry if you're like us. You know, we're not trying to get your #1 hit, so... You know, we did our album without a record label and just put it up ourselves.
Isn't there like a fake record label name on the back?
Yeah.
Like no one buys
No one
albums
buys
or
records.
no one
Yeah.
buys records. Yeah. So,
Nobody buys a record.
no, but I like that notion is that you can be completely self-published. You guys do the music videos on your own as well?
Everything.
Yep.
That's great.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's just the nature of like now, like it's kind of an exciting time because anybody can do it. You know, it's, I mean, like you can record something on your computer and upload it that day, you know?
Although if you have seen like 98% of the videos on YouTube, not everybody can do it. It's a little, and again, if the band thing doesn't work out, you guys could do like a DVD rental kiosk because that's going to take off.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
yes.
Did you guys have any problems with the
VHS.
names? Any issues with Garfunkel and Oates or?
Kind of the opposite.
We haven't heard from
actually.
Garfunkel.
But we've become sort of buddies with John Oates because of our...
That's awesome. Well, how did that work? Did he stumble into a venue because he thought he had a show that night? Or, I guess I'm supposed to be here.
No, he MySpaced us back when MySpace was just still around. I mean, it is still around, but it was
a couple months ago.
It's clear you don't have to be nice to MySpace.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We know what you mean.
And Ricky called me. She's like, check our MySpace. John Oates just wrote to us, and he basically said, you're using my name, so you owe me a beer.
Yeah, he goes, you can use my name as long as I get free beer at your shows. We're like, yes.
Tell me this has come to fruition, that you guys have hooked up at a show and there's
even
been
better,
beer. Or...
he asked us to play Maneater with him and open for him in Agora Hills, and then I played. We played Maneater, and I played the trombone, and Ricky did a striptease.
That is awesome. And now, congrats. There's an HBO show in the works? Is it safe?
Yes.
Is that safe to announce?
Well, we're working on it now. We're writing the pilot, and hopefully it'll go.
How would you describe it? Elevator pitch. We're out of time, but how would you elevator pitch that to me if you had to describe your show?
Glee with dick jokes.
You can hear the season passes across the country. You guys, again, I'm a huge fan. It's a delight to have you here, and you're going to perform in like 3 minutes, right?
Awesome.
So, all right, you guys stay tuned. Garfunkel and Oates will be here in just a minute or two to perform their new single, Weed Card. You guess what it's about. Stick around. Thank you, guys. That was great.
The feed is brought to you by the General Automobile Insurance Services. For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Good. Fail. You lose.
We're back with the one and only Garfunkel and Oates.
What's up? So here in California, medical marijuana is really hard to come by.
And it turns out that there's a lot of ailments you can have in order to qualify for a weed card.
So we wrote a song about it.
It's called Weed Card. Everyone knows marijuana's dangerous and medical pot is really strong. That's why it's so hard in California to get your weed card unless something's really wrong.
Gonna pay a visit to my doctor. It's a long shot, but I gotta try.
She hands me a list of all the ailments I can have to qualify.
Can't believe what I am reading. This is just what I've been needing. A government supply to get legally high. Weed card, that's what I need. Hardly ever okay, always. But it's not an addiction, cause my doctor gave me a prescription.
You can get your card for having headaches, bad dreams, or anxiety. Messed up, gonna get messed up. Too fat, too thin.
Either way, you win.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, color blindness is stuttering, tooth decay,
Fatigue, depression, motion sickness, impotence, or TMJ.
You can smoke to quit cigarettes for asthma.
There's nothing
pot can't do. Weed card, that's what I need. Hardly ever okay, always. But it's not an addiction, cause my doctor gave me a prescription. I'll bring it down now. Got back pain, need Mary Jane. Can't handle this, need cannabis. Got a stomach ache, gotta wake and bake. Have an injury, need THC. Getting messed up for your hyperhidrosis, which is sweaty palms in case you need a diagnosis. It's not a crime, it's 420 time. Weed card, that's what I need. Hardly ever okay, always. But it's not an addiction, cause my doctor gave me a prescription.
Amazing! Thanks to Kate and Ricky. Pick up their new album, All Over Your Face. And right now, I'm going to put some geek chic items in your grill. It's time to attack this. So you bought an iPad and slapped on Apple's protective case. Problem is, that crappy gray sleeve looks like you either got it for free at a convention or pulled it out of a dumpster. Instead, make your iPad the envy of the office with this leather case. This fancy-looking sleeve is 100% Italian leather. Just like Apple's stock sleeve, it provides a snug fit and also works as a stand for typing or movie viewing. Unlike Apple's POS, it actually latches shut, so your front cover won't end up flapping all around. because nobody likes a flappy cover. For this swanky designer case, you'll need to cough up about $300. But hey, that's a small price to pay to look good. Watches are cool. They tell time and, well, that's pretty much it. But the newest iPod Nanos tell time and do so much more. So why not wear one as a watch? With a TikTok or Lunatic kit, you can. These nifty kits were a product of a Kickstarter project that garnered so much demand that it raised almost $1 million. The kit includes a high-grade silicone rubber watch band and mounting apparatus that houses your multi-touch Nano. It comes in 2 models. The base model TikTok will fetch for about $35, while the fancier aerospace aluminum Lunatic will cost about $70. And finally, you may or may not have a coffee table in your living room or a pile of boxes acting as one. But I think it's safe to say that you don't have a Nintendo controller coffee table. This precise 10-to-1 scale NES controller has a spring-loaded D-pad and A and B buttons that make this gigantic replica look and feel like the real thing. The best part is, it actually has a functional Nintendo controller attached to it as well. And while every good nerd will definitely want this in their living room, this geeky piece of furniture isn't available for purchase yet. Head on over to G4TV.com/AOTS for info on all of these geek chic items and more. Mr. Movie Phone, what's next?
Funny you should ask. Game Break is up next. Adam Sessler's on a quest for Dragon Age 2. But first, here's an exclusive clip from Source Code in theaters April 1st.
A bomb exploded on a train outside of Chicago, killing everyone on board.
What is my mission?
A secret program called the Source Code.
What is the Source Code?
Source Code enables you to cross over into another man's identity in the last 8 minutes of his life.
If you find the bomber, the next attack can be prevented.
In this movie, I play Captain Coulter Stevens, who gets put into the body of this guy named Sean Fentress.
People like Ray Kurzweil have suggested that one day if we can actually map out the entire brain and how it works, we could take one person's consciousness and transport it into another's.
According to Einstein, time is a river that meanders, speeds up, and slows down. But we physicists believe that the river of time can fork into 2 rivers.
Source Code was the ability to access a parallel reality. It's identical to ours.
It's the same train, but it's different.
The past is unchangeable according to physics, but in the Source Code world, you can experience it.
Stop the train!
Learn things, but you can't change anything in our world.
The film is touching on some technologies that may be viable in the near term. If not now, you never know what's going on out there, you know.
You can imagine something like this technology that helps us in a war on terrorism scenario.
I think within a few decades, we'll have workers controlled by people with helmets performing deadly tasks, maybe at some point even extracting information from the parallel universe.
I'm sure the Department of Defense has been funding theoretical projects talk about identity shift that look at how we experience things from the perspective of solving a crime.
I want to go back in. I'm going to save her.
You can't. It doesn't work that way.
Try and stop me.
I don't do Wookiees, droids, Rhodians. I may do a droid, actually, but it wouldn't be anything that I'd tell people about.
Galactic Encounters! Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Battle Los Angeles star Aaron Eckhart will be here to give lessons on kicking alien ass. Then it's a laptop, it's a tablet, it's both. We rate the $550 Dell Inspiron Duo on Gadgetron. And Allison Hayslip heads into the woods to fight werewolves with the stars of Red Riding Hood, Amanda Seyfried, and Gary Oldman. See it tomorrow.
I know what you're thinking. Hey, where'd that poll go? We want to see those results from the poll. Well, guess what? Here are the results from today's viewer poll, presented by AT&T. We asked you, will you buy a game sequel strictly because you played the original? The results are in, and slightly more than half of you said yes. Wow. 56% of you buy sequels just cause. I don't know 56 people that actually bought Just Cause, but that's fine. Speaking of sequels, we have a sophomore effort to consider right now, a little thing we call Game Break. the hardest working man in gaming. X plays Adam Sessler.
That's such a qualified statement. The hardest working man
in gaming. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 came out yesterday. It's BioWare's next installment in their fantasy RPG series. Let me ask you this. As someone who didn't play much of the first one, am I going to be lost?
No. It takes place in the same world, and similar to Mass Effect 2 with Mass Effect 1, it does incorporate saves from the previous game, but you don't play the same character. It's more sort of choices you made in the world in the first one will affect how the world plays out.
Now, Adam, I did try to play a few hours of this game, and clearly, it was just a few hours. I did not have a grasp of what was going on with the story or the world or the characters, really. It was kind of lost on me. So you've spent hours upon hours with this game.
75.
Okay, 75 of them.
Yes.
Again, hardest working man in gaming. Do you understand what's going on? Okay. No one knows what's happening in this game.
Now, there's things that I admired at the beginning. This is not one of those fantasy games where they say at the beginning, the world is going to end. You, man of great ignobility, you must become famous and save everyone, which was refreshing. They forgot to put something in its place. It's a 3-act game. Each act is a very self-contained story, and there's some peripheral elements that do kind of bleed into the next ones, but there's no narrative thrust that kind of says, why am I doing this? And it really started to sink in around hour 40.
You thought maybe that's when the tides would turn and you realize.
Right, I mean, really, there is a point where you think, oh, now it's all going to become clear, and you're like, no, it just kind of starts 3 years later, and you're having more misadventures.
Okay, well, what about throughout those 40 to 75 hours, you're having lots of conversations. There's a lot of yappity-yap in this game.
But this is, I think, the best part of the game, because the characters in this one are quite strong, and the way that you do the interaction, it is not even like Mass Effect 2, where you can see what's a good choice and what's a bad choice. Here, it really is all over the map, and how you interact with each individual character is different. Some don't want you to be nice, because they think you're kind of a wussy. And it really was the most fascinating part of the game. The best being when I slept, I think, with my first character in the game. Might have been the second. Nice girl.
You whore, Adam.
And all of a sudden, the next morning, or after coitus, they're like, so what does this mean? And I panicked. I was like, suddenly I felt like I was 21 years old.
Hold the gem, close the system, shut it down.
I ran out to the other room, but my wife was sitting there. I'm like, well, I can't come up with this answer here. And then, and say, what's your input on this?
Did you go back and just see what the alternate space paths would have been?
And some of them, and they are very diverse. There are times where you think something is preset by the story that really isn't. It's quite impressive.
All right, now, okay, conversation trees and all that's one half of the puzzle.
Right.
The other half, of course, is going to be the combat, which I mean, unless I haven't unlocked the fun code, it seemed like a lot of button mashing to me.
It is, and what's weird is a lot of people were worried that this was going to be kind of console combat, whereas it was very deep, rich, traditional RPG combat in Dragon Age Origins if you played it on the PC. This is like a very unsatisfying compromise.
Yeah.
I found the combat to be at its best when it was somewhat easy, you felt like you were powerful, and you could get to the good stuff.
Right.
When all of a sudden there would be these spikes of difficulty, and suddenly you're supposed to play it like Dragon Age Origins or, say, KOTOR, where you stop down and but where the camera's positioned, and just the way that it plays out, it really doesn't accommodate that very well. And
on one hand, they're saying like arcade beat 'em up brawler. On the other hand, they're saying deep tactics, position your party.
And the way to describe it is it's like being invited to a blackjack game and suddenly you're playing 52 pickup.
Right.
That it's like, there's this tactics menu that you can go into. That's about as much fun as fiddling with your Windows System folder.
Hey,
I mean, it really is
half
weird.
the audience just perked up. Oh, really?
Windows System folder.
Config sys. Ooh. You obviously expected more from BioWare. I think a lot of people expect a ton because BioWare is on the box. What is X-Play giving this?
I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And let me just say, I didn't enjoy giving this a 3 out of 5. And I would encourage everyone to read my 3,000-word review, which was at the tail end of 75 hours of playing this game because...
But break it down quickly because we're running out of time. But 3 out of 5 is one of those ratings where I go, ooh, I could shy away from that. Is this something I need to pick up to experience?
Because... it's not essential in life, as no game is essential in life.
Sure.
But read the review. It is made up of various components. If you like the conversation of BioWare, this might be worth it for you.
Okay.
Just play it on casual difficulty.
Good to know. Dragon Age 2 is in stores now. On a final note, Adam, when are you heading out for PAX East?
I think like 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you just got back from GDC, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Are you all right? You okay? Okay.
Is that you, Kevin?
Can we get out of some water, please? What are you guys doing in Boston?
Obviously, we're off to Boston. X-Play is going all access, and we're going to bring you inside the Penny Arcade Expo starting on March 15th. It is a 3-day festival for gamers that encompasses tournaments, concerts, parties, and some of the industry's biggest publishers and developers.
It's as though you've been prepped on what to say.
I know.
Learn more at g4tv.com/PAX East. Adam Sessler, everybody.
Thank you, sir. All right. I might...
It's time for today's epic fail. What was that?
You're welcome. Here's how you make a redneck sandwich.
What in the holy
Hey, my car can't do sit-ups.
If you thought they cursed a lot pulling the truck out, you should have heard what was coming out of their mouths when it was going in.
Yeah. 2 fails awarded, 1 for the crash and 1 for the accidental demolition. Show us your tweets.
Whip them out.
Oh, all right, here we go. Go for it.
Big Billy B.
Big Billy B.
I like your what you're
Big Billy
saying.
B.
Garfunkel Oates, AOTS. Okay, just bought 2 albums. iTunes. Love the songs.
Yeah. They're good times.
Okay.
You will hum to yourself. I promise. And it's really hard to have road rage when you're like whistling along. Oh, niece. You're just like, it's totally
They have
happy.
some good songs on there.
What else we got? Megan Lustafin says, I really believe Kevin's special scented candle in Garfunkel Oates music can be the solution to eliminating aliens in Battle LA. That is true. That is very
Kevin,
nice.
I think you need to read this one really quick.
Which one? You're pointing in a general direction of a wall from me. I don't have
lost
your.
it.
You tell me where it is.
I lost it.
Which,
I don't know where it went.
What was the
I
gist?
saw something that you needed to read a tweet, but it's gone. It's gone.
Kevin, there's a bomb somewhere. It might go off. I don't know where. Who's hungry? Who wants a sandwich?
Thanks to Russ, Mr. Movie Phone.
I hear it ticking. Thanks to Garfunkel and Oates, Adam Sessler, and of course, Oprah. And Mr. Movie Phone, you all right? You look
Yeah. No, for your showtimes, your tickets, and my 6-second movie reviews, moviephone.com, 1-800-777-FILM.
Happy 29th birthday, Matthew Katak.
Yeah, your girlfriend is awesome. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?